The only way many people even know about the Witcher franchise is thanks to CD Projekt Red's games. The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings are underrated gems, but obviously The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is considered one of the best video games ever made. A game that has boosted CD Projekt Red's reputation with fans and is why so many of us are excited for Cyberpunk 2077, their next game which takes us to the world of Night City. Now it's important to understand and know that the Witcher games are actually loosely based off of the 8 books written by Polish fantasy writer Andrzej Sapkowski. Not very good with Polish translations and pronunciations, so do apologize if I'm not saying that correctly, who at times has sounded extremely hostile and regretful for letting CD Projekt Red turn his books into games. He's also made some mind-boggling claims in the past, like dismissing video game narratives compared to books, saying in a Waypoint interview, "A video game serves a different purpose. It works differently. How much substance can there be in the lines of text when the hero walks through the woods and talks to a squirrel? Where's the literature in that? Where's the room for depth or sophisticated language with which games could elevate culture? There's none." Additionally, as reported by PC Games N, Sapkowski believes his books made the games popular, saying he is not denying that the games in some capacity might have boosted sales, but he thinks it all balances out in the end. "I think the result would be about equal. Yes, if anything, there are more people who have played the games because they read the books. That's my count, but I'm not sure. I never did any studies." So why is the Witcher creator so bitter? Well, it all goes back to one of the dumbest decisions you'll ever hear. According to Sebastian Zielinski, former and original head of CD Projekt Red, the Polish developer paid for the Witcher license over 2 installments, which roughly translates to $9,500 of today's money. That's it. The game sold over 20 million copies, and Sapkowski only got $9,000. So yes, Sapkowski is angry because he screwed himself out of millions, something that he even admitted years ago to Eurogamer, saying, "They offered me a percentage of their profits. I said no, there will be no profit at all. Give me all my money right now, the whole amount. It was stupid. I was stupid enough to leave everything in their hands because I didn't believe in their success, but who could foresee their success? I couldn't." Pretty much Sapkowski, he had options, but he never thought CD Projekt Red would have success with their games, and he made a bad decision, but an agreement is an agreement, right? Well, today it's being reported that Sapkowski is demanding $16 million from CD Projekt Red, sending the following letter to the developer through his lawyers, which says, "The original Witcher video game contract concerned only the first in a series of games, and therefore distribution of all other games, including their expansions, add-ons, etc., is simply speaking unlawful. I would also like to mention that we are aware not only of your intent to actually and legitimately purchase all copyright from Mr. Sapkowski, but also of specific offers which have been extended in this regard. We are fully aware of the fact that the author's claim expressed herein is not a typical request, and the demanding payment of dozens of millions of Polish currency is not an everyday occurrence. We nevertheless wish to assure you that the case has been under preparation for a fairly long time and that the author is fully aware of the scenarios which may unfold depending on your actions. Even more importantly, both we and the author are determined and prepared to see this matter through to a fully successful conclusion." So, how did CD Projekt Red react? Well, they aren't having it, publishing this demand and responding with their very own statement, which says, "The notice indicates that Mr. Sapkowski expects payment of additional royalties beyond what has been contractually agreed upon between himself and the company. In the company's opinion, the demands expressed in the notice are groundless with regard to their merit as well as the stipulated amount. The company had legitimately and legally acquired copyright to Mr. Sapkowski's work insofar as is required for its use in games developed by the company. All liabilities payable by the company in association therewith have been properly discharged. It is the company's will to maintain good relations with authors of works which have inspired CD Projekt Red's own creations. Consequently, the board will go to great lengths to ensure amicable resolution of this dispute. However, any such resolution must be respectful of previously expressed intents of both parties as well as existing contracts." Essentially, this sounds like the nice way of saying a deal is was a deal, and it's not our fault that you expected us to fail. Sapkowski is certainly getting bitter, and I have a feeling that this is not even close to the end of this dispute, probably lawsuits coming soon, but I applaud CD Projekt Red putting these demands on blast because it is ridiculous. Sapkowski has been very vocal about not liking the games, but CD Projekt Red has at every point been as nice as they can be, even acknowledging the importance of the books which have inspired the games. But I'm going to bring up a different perspective which came a few years ago from the author of the Metro books, which obviously have been popularized by 4A Games' Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and soon Metro Exodus. He responded to Sapkowski's claim that video games can't have an impactful story like a book by saying, "I think that he's totally wrong and that he's an arrogant mother effer. Without the gaming franchise, the Witcher series would never get this crazy international readership that it has, and it's not just about the gamers, but the gaming press and the buzz it creates, and just the feeling of something great and massive and impressive coming out. This got people hooked. He would remain a local Eastern European phenomenon without this, but he would never break into the West, and the same goes for my Metro books." Yes, the Russian author behind the Metro series of books, Dmitry Glukhovsky, understands perfectly what everyone other than Sapkowski understands. Without the Witcher games, more than likely Sapkowski never gets his deal with Netflix, and his books turned into a huge TV series starring Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. But I'll finish this video by saying Sapkowski made a mistake years ago, and unfortunately still to this day, he has continued to be bitter towards CD Projekt Red when he should just move on and embrace them, as without them, nobody out of Europe probably even knows who he is. Anyway, what do you guys make of this dispute? Do you think Sapkowski is right in demanding more royalties, or is CD Projekt Red right for sticking to the original deal? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.